Welcome back, KTM fans. In today's video, I have a nice little, I don't know if you call it a mod or a performance mod, but it's something that addresses the mud flap on the 2020 to 2022 EXCs and the XCWs. What this does is this goes in place of your lower shock mount. This bolt right here. You take your other shock bolt out and you put this in its place. You can see it's got a hole and a grease nipple to keep that bottom mount nice and lubricated. This goes in your shock. This goes on the other side of your shock. You line these up, line the holes up, and then you put this wheel on, held on by the screw. Don't forget to use Loctite on that screw or you will lose the wheel. But what this wheel does is if you look at your lower or your swing arm, and I'll post up a picture here, you can see where it goes. But if you don't have one of these wheels, there's a rubber mud flap that goes in front of your shock, and it actually rubs up against your lower shock mount, and it'll wear away your swing arm. What this does is this bolt goes in place of that, and this rubber wheel here, actually it's an aluminum wheel with a single bearing and a rubber O-ring. What this does is it pushes up against that mud flap and it stops the mud flap from rubbing up against that lower swing arm. And this wheel just, as the suspension goes up and down, the wheel just turns. There's two versions of this. I got this from Nice CNC. They sell a whole bunch of aluminum parts and stuff for various models, not just the KTMs. But what this, they sell two versions of this, sorry. One with a grease nipple and one without a grease nipple. There's a little bit of a price change, but I figured it's worth it. The grease nipple, it's got a slot in here for this shock. Pardon me. This goes on the one side of your shock and this goes on the other. It's got grooves in here. So when you're putting this together, it keeps the lower shock mount nice and greased. This bearing is shielded. It's not sealed. I don't know if that's going to make a long-term distance or long-term problem or not, but it's just one single bearing. Part numbers on it. They're easy to change. And all this does is roll about this far with your suspension. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little part. I didn't put one on last year, and I was warned that I should have. And I'll see if I can get a picture of my bike of how much, with 83-ish hours, has worn away my lower swing arm. Watch for my next video where I talk about this thing. It's a Euro boot, reedless, for the air cleaner. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and hit that subscribe button.